This week, we'll be talking all about awful video game endings, be they disappointing, controversial, or massively shite. We also enter into our Cockwarts sporting event, and Ryan gives us a hot injection of surprise. Let's get this blow on the chode.
Welcome to Shart Select.
Yes, welcome to Shart Select, the gaming podcast equivalent of reaching the end of the episode but not hearing anyone say, yeah, bye. I am your after-credit secret host, Winstolf, and I am joined by the shocking Cut to Black Ryan, and the drags on forever like Return of the King's ending, Stu.
Oh yeah.
Hello! Welcome. So yeah, audience, before we get into it, sit back as we get a tight grip on the episode and shoot hot ropes of comedy all over you. Because it's going to get that sexy. So yeah, today's episode is all about, as we said, right at the top there, bad endings in video games. Because there's so many of them, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's when you're playing them, you enjoy the game, and then you just feel fucking deflated by the end of it. It's like, what the shit in dicks was that? Before we get into the episode proper, guys, I've got a meaty bit of content for you to talk about. Do you remember the X-Men cartoon from the early 90s?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, with the sick theme tune. That one. That's fucking well done, wasn't it? Well, I've noticed something whilst I was watching it the other day on Disney Plus, right? There's an episode where it had Cable in it. You know, who the fuck is Cable? That guy. And there was a bit where he was about to go into the past to do some, as usual, do something a bit controversial and annoy the X-Men. When he called to his son, right? And you heard the kid's voice, that, oh, here comes Cable's son, the kid, right? And what walked on the screen was a really small, buff 30-year-old man with a kid's voice. Not even
really?
joking. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
What episode is it?
Oh, I don't know. It was, it wasn't Future Past. It was the one starring him and Bishop after that. Where there's a plague, and they have to go back to try and stop a plague. That makes you have little chips all over you, like off a computer. And Cable's like weird, tiny, buff, grown adult son came to him. And I was like, what the dickens? That wasn't in Deadpool 2. Oh, it was so funny. I nearly fucking choked laughing.
Try and get a picture of it.
Oh, I was too busy laughing. I didn't think at the time. It was only afterwards I thought, oh, I need to mention this on the podcast. It was amazing. And it was followed by an episode with a big green bloke with dreadlocks who was in some spider legs. And it was like a weird comedy episode. I didn't care for it at all. He was like, what was he? I think he was called Mojo.
Oh, yeah, I think I remember that one.
It wasn't a good episode. It was
So when he captures the X-Men, doesn't he? Makes them fight in like an arena or something.
Yeah, like a TV series thing.
Yeah.
Because he has some guy called Longshot with a sick mullet who he fires and then gets the X-Men to do it. It's like, what the fuck is this? Come off the back of a really good episode as well. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, it did go a bit weird, some of the X-Men episodes.
Yeah. The thing that still makes me laugh, apart from Cable's weird son, the other thing that makes me laugh is that whoever voices Storm makes it sound Shakespearean. Everything she says sounds like Shakespeare. Oh no, we must get to the Blackbird immediately. It's like, what? It's like, shush. Like, she couldn't stealthily summon a weather condition. She's like, come forth, storms, to ravage thine enemy. Shut up, Storm. We're supposed to be in stealth mode. Say it's not as funny as Cable's weird son. You need to keep an eye out for that.
Yeah. Like Buff Aunt May.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's the same. I get the idea it's the same people using the same assets.
Yeah.
It's just really funny. It just made me lol. Also, how much of a goody two-shoes cunt is Cyclops?
Alright, he's a fucking arsehole.
I never noticed it in the 90s, but watching it back, I'm like, oh, he's such a fucking shit-eating bastard. Oh, Professor X, I'm the leader. Look at me being so responsible. Mate, you wear yellow undies outside of your outfit. Shut up.
Because considering his like special power is beams of lasers from his eyes, he's fucking ripped, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's a fucking monster, isn't he?
Yeah. It's a fucking unit.
Yeah, he is. It's just like, what? I mean, don't get me wrong, Wolverine's still cool. And my favourite character, Gambit, is still cool, although he is a bit rapey. Never noticed that until watching it back.
Yeah, and he's got a face sock on, hasn't he?
Weird face sock
A
pushes your
snood.
hair up to the top of your head. A snood. The ex-snood. But yeah, there's a bit where he walks in, the rogue's asleep, and he's like, "Oh, mon chéri,
yeah. Mon
you want me to,
chéri.
you want me to give you a kiss?" It's like she's asleep. Don't fucking kiss her. And that's not consensual. That's fucking rapey. And then Gambit got sacked from the X-Men for sexual harassment in the workplace. It's like, that's not cool, man. And one final observation before we got with the podcast. How luxurious is Magneto's hair under that helmet?
Yeah.
Wish I had hair like Magneto. Fuck. Mate, you're hiding your best asset under that lid.
Yeah, he needs a fucking Gambit hat, doesn't he?
Sock.
Yeah,
Head sock.
Gambit sock.
As Ryan said. With Jean Grey, she's got one too. She's a goody two-shoes cunt. And Angie. Oh, never mind. Don't even get me into it. We're supposed to be talking about bad endings to video games.
Yeah.
So yeah, on from that, let's jump in. Let's get our knives and forks and carve into the meat of the episode. Unless you're a vegetarian, then you can watch. So, I don't know what I don't. That
There's a
metaphor
lovely
was
yam. There's a lovely yam
Yeah.
you can have.
Here's a nice boiled yam. Also, that's the content for the episode, because obviously we cater to everyone here on Shart Select, unless you like that Weetabix advert, which we talked about in a previous week ago. So, now first on the list is Mass Effect 3. Can't think why
Fucking
that's
is.
controversial.
Yeah.
Go on, who wants to talk about that?
I will. These are my ones here, aren't they? So, Mass Effect
yes.
3. After they bigged it up, saying your impact in the first game will have an effect in the third game, and so on and so forth. I was like, "Fuck! How's the ending's gonna work?" And it's just basically palette swapped colours depending on what you chose. Be it Paragon, Renegade, or the third option where everyone becomes like robots. Then all explosions were either green, blue, or red,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
and that was it. Oh, and Joker landed on a random planet with that ED robot that he was having sex with,
Yeah, and she's either dead because all the machines died.
and he's on his own. And it's like, but it's like it just picks random sidekicks that come off the ship that survive. You're like, oh, what about the other ones? Oh, I'm not telling you about the other ones.
So Seth Green masturbated himself to death on an asteroid somewhere
Yeah, that's it.
with his brittle bone disease. Yeah, that was a shit ending. Remember, after loads of pressure, they improved it by adding a 2-second scene of an arm coming out with some rubble. So, oh, nice one, BioWare. That solved all the problems. That ending was gash.
I got a few more that I'll read out. The ones I can think of. So apparently, I don't know whether this is true or not because I never got that far. But in Sonic 2 on the Game Gear, if you fail to collect 6 Chaos Emeralds, the game will end early and kill Tails off.
Can confirm, because it was the same on the Master System version. I remember watching my dad complete it with and without the Chaos Emeralds, and it's true. The end is Sonic running alone with the night sky behind him, and at the end he just stops and looks up, and you see Tails' face made of stars, and then he runs away. And it's like, wow, that's deep.
Runs away from him.
No, Tails, I'm sorry! I'm sorry, Tails, I'm sorry! I need to get rid of the memories. If you do it with the emeralds,
Just running around with his
level.
bum plug.
Yeah, he puts it in himself. And whenever people ask him, future is like, don't ask. I lost my best friend to Dr. Robotnik. But yeah, in the good ending, you are running with Tails at the end. And yeah.
You know, is it Dr. Robotnik's face in the sky instead?
Yeah. Dr. Robotnik, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to kill you. I'm just supposed to teach you a lesson. At the end, as he runs off, a piece of industrial equipment lands on him and crushes him bloodily. He's like, oh, Sonic, help me, help me. He's like, oh my god, Dr. Robotnik, I'm sorry. And he's trying to pull him out, and then he just dies. He bleeds out. And
So he
Sonic's
tries to pull him out, but he just pulls him in half.
Yeah. And so it's like, no, I'm sorry. And he tries to graft him to a badnik, but it doesn't work. He's like a sick abomination, just like, kill me. With like those
Just a
clothed
flamethrower
alien
in there.
Yeah, like those clothed alien resurrection that you have to mercy kill with a fucking flamethrower. That's what happens, Ryan, genuinely. That's the end of the game.
Right, okay. So the next one I've put on was Fable 2, because it's all good about the moral choice and everything, but the choices you get fucking suck. It was like, you can either take a load of money because you're the bad guy, or save every single person that died or you killed along the way if you're a good guy, or the ending that everybody chose, otherwise you're all a bunch of monsters, is resurrect your own family and dog.
Well, yeah, you would, wouldn't you?
And it's like,
Of course you would.
so, and then it's like, oh yeah, you can't have the other stuff. So like, if you like being a good guy all the way through, you end up with everybody is back to life, but then you're all alone. It's like, ugh, I'm not playing this game again.
The thingy was shit as well, though, wasn't it? Fable 3. When you find out that the whole reason why your brother's being a dick is because there was some fucking evil entity coming to take over the world.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and he was keeping it secret from everybody, wasn't
Yeah. And like,
Yeah.
so then you have to do all these decisions like, do you want to put money in the treasury because you need to save 3 million so you can have enough for an army to fight off the invaders? Or do you want to fucking not let orphans have a house for a week?
They'll all be dead anyway.
Yeah. Well, how about...
Yeah, but then everybody hates you, don't they?
Yeah, how about everyone fucking dies? Why don't you just say, like, look, right, we're going to be attacked in a couple of months by this fucking thing. And everyone will be like, oh yeah, fair enough, let's all put money in the treasury.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
instead of doing that, now I've got to go around, rent every single fucking house in the world, put their rent on high, and then spend a couple of days going and collecting all the rent to fill up my fucking treasury.
It's like, fine,
Yeah,
I'll do
basically
it.
just put your own money in there. So there's like,
Yeah.
to boil down to one gold is one human life saved.
So I just
So,
filled it up,
yeah.
put all your own money in there, and you end up with like 15 million in there instead.
Yeah, that's it.
Like-
And then you can be an arsehole, take all the bad decisions. People boo you, and you still save every single person
Yeah. Why
by being a tyrant.
Why couldn't King Michael Fassbender just go around and increase the rent on everything? He could have solved it so easily. It's like,
All I
oh,
need
shit.
to do. All I need to do is have a big speech. Go, look, guys, it's going to be a tough 6 months, but trust me when I say there's an evil entity coming that's going to wipe everybody off the face of the earth unless we knuckle down and pay some money to some people to kill it.
The only real evil entity in the Fable series is Peter Molyneux.
Yeah.
It's like, what should I do?
Peter
Fuck.
Molyneux's Web of Lies.
Yeah. It's like he just panicked and went, fuck, close the orphanage, kill the dogs, shit. What was he doing? What? What was the ending to Fable 1 like? I never played Fable 1. What was that ending like?
Yeah, Jack of Blades or something, isn't it?
Yeah, that was it.
You kill your sister or you don't kill your sister.
So he does this big evil quest to get this sword that only works in your bloodline, and then to get the sword, you have to, like, someone of your bloodline has to die. So that's why he's kidnapped your sister all these years. And then you get there, so then you kill him, and then your sister's there, like, so you can either take the sword and kill me, or leave the sword, and then we'll be happy family. And that's it.
That's a bit. At least that's a bit more reasonable.
But the thing is, though, like, you get the sword, if you're evil, say you get the sword, it's like, it's the end of the game, so there's no more big bad anyway, so you've just got this really powerful sword that you don't really need.
Just walking around waving it at people.
But if you get the add-ons, then
Is it Fable 1 where you age really quickly?
if you're a good guy, you age quicker than if you're evil, yeah.
Yeah, but doesn't it just do like a time jump?
No, just you play a character ages, everybody else stays the same.
Yeah, no,
Like
but there's a
Anakin
time jump though,
Skywalker.
isn't there?
Yeah, I think when you're in
no-
when you go to rescue your mum from Jack of Blades, and you get captured on the way out, and it's like it goes through about 4 or 5 years as you're doing these prison race, if you remember.
Oh yeah.
You have to get there, get the key, read the bloke a poem, and then try and collect the key from the right book. And it's always this wrong book. And then so it's like 10 years later, but everyone still looks the same except you.
I've got a theory here, guys. Star Wars is set in the Fable universe. Anakin Skywalker aged really quickly because he was so good. So that's why he tried to be evil, because he was trying to stop himself aging too quickly.
Oh yeah.
Makes more sense than the reason Star Wars gave us.
Yeah, midichlorians, little people that live in your blood. What?
Yeah.
Was that their answer?
Midichlorians, yeah.
Yeah.
Why they kept all the other actors the same in the first one rather than?
No, that's just how they explained the Force. Midichlorians.
Oh yeah.
Little
yeah.
aliens that live in your blood and give you special powers.
So Revenge of the Sith had some good moments and it had some bad moments, and he's killing younglings was definitely up there with the worst of them. Now there's a bad ending for you guys. Although it was cool when he cut his legs off, so he gets points for that. Speaking of stories that go on too long and maybe have too many entries in them now, Ryan, what about Metal Gear Solid 4?
Yeah. So it's a complicated story. Thank you, Hideo. And the whole liquid ocelot. My arm! I'm now liquid ocelot rather than ocelot, and with liquid's
Oh
arm.
yeah. But he was just
Like,
pretending.
it's like what? So Liquid's mind was saved in his arm rather than his brain.
That's where I keep my mind.
Yeah. Do you reckon Liquid wanked off Ocelot?
Oh, do you reckon that's the connection?
It wouldn't be gay then, would it?
Come here,
Sorry,
Ocelot.
But yeah, well,
No, just in his sleep, just wanking him off. No, stop it, no!
He wakes up. Yeah. He wakes up, chapping hand.
fingering his own bumhole.
Liquid. Sorry, brother. You're not my brother.
No, it's fine. But like, also, what made me laugh trying to play Metal Gear Solid 4 because I was enjoying it. It's like it's two old men fighting on top of Metal Gear at the end.
Yeah, for ages.
For ages, it's like it's trying to replay the glory days of Metal Gear Solid 1, where you fight with Liquid on the top, but instead it's Liquid Ocelot, and he's giving all this, yes, brother, all that shit again, and then you defeat him, and then you have to watch an hour-long rendered video.
What happens in it?
I can't remember. It was an hour long.
So I
think I finished.
Is it a graveyard or something?
Oh yeah, it's a grave. I remember that.
Yeah, Big Boss is there, and he survived. He's alive. Big
Along
Boss.
with what's his chopper from Snake Eater, the British dude. Zero.
Yeah. But it's like I think I've completed the game at like say 11 o'clock at night, and then or like 12, and then you've got an hour long cutscene to end. You're like, oh, it's fucking 1 o'clock. I want to go to bed.
I never finished that one. It got a bit too much for me. I was like, you know what? This is my step-off point for the Metal Gear franchise. I'm done with it.
Well, I remember watching Ryan play it, and then I was on the PC, and I just kept turning around. And it's like, "There's another cutscene." He's like, "Nope, same one."
No, same. I remember. Yeah, we because I used to like obviously come around your house when you both still live with your parents. So Stu would be on the PC, probably playing Warcraft or Football Manager. So I just used to sit and watch Ryan play Xbox games, and I do remember I was like nearly nodding off watching him play that one. Nah, those were the days.
Anyway, next on my list, we've got Batman: Arkham Asylum.
Not Batman.
Yeah. So the idea is you're trapped on Arkham Asylum Island with the Joker.
Oh,
And it's a countdown to something's happening at X amount of time, and you can see stuff being built throughout the day. You get there, and he's like having a party.
Aww.
And then you defeat him. He's like, no, I won't let you defeat me. Me starts stomping and shoots himself in the face with some Titan formula that turns him into a mutant, like really buff thing. It's like Bane sort of thing. Bane's power.
The Bane Joker, the Baker.
Yeah.
Baker,
Yeah. Jane the Baker.
Jane the Baker. Brilliant.
And it turns into it's just a 3-stage repeating boss fight and then he interludes by summoning in minions at you. So essentially, he comes really buff, and then he's fighting and he stands in this out of reach area, summons minions. You defeat the minions. He jumps down. You dodge him for a bit till he gets tired, and then he starts gloating. You pull him down with your grappling hook. Punch him for a bit, and then he jumps out of the way. Summons minions. Rinse and repeat 3 times, and then you defeat him.
That's crap. Fair play. So the Choker, the world's famous masturbating evil clown, turns into Jane the Baker, is what we're saying there.
Yeah.
That sounds like a shit boss. Like Stu says, I hate ones with minions, where they keep summoning in fucking minions as you go in.
Minions and minions and resurrecting health.
Oh,
like bringing the health back up.
Cheaper when you think you're just about to kill him, and they do something, and they give a second health bar.
Yeah, exactly. That's not even my final form. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
It's like the last boss of Resident Evil 3 was the same. The Nemesis, you fight the Nemesis in the big arena, and it keeps summoning zombies in. It's like, fuck off! And that's a giant fucking, like, elephant-sized mutant trying to massacre me. And these stupid little shuffly bastards keep trying to bite me whilst I'm trying to dodge around it. It's like, fuck off! So yeah, fuck that noise.
Right, last one for me was Fallout 3.
Oh, yes.
As controversial as that might be. But the original release, you went into the chamber and it made you go in a chamber full of rads, and then you had to kill yourself. And then that's where credits rolled and you died. There was nothing to continue afterwards. Credits rolled at the end. But
Yeah, there wasn't really any explanations why you had to go in there and folks couldn't.
Yeah, exactly. Most people had Fawkes there with him, who is immune to radiation because he's a super mutant.
Yeah,
Send him in, and he's like, you ask him to go in. He's like, no, this seems like it should be something that you do alone. You're like, cheers,
cunt.
Fawkes. You fucking, you prick.
fucking couldn't.
What a fucking cop-out, you lazy bastard.
Oh, you like being a cunt, do you?
Do you reckon he was like, I don't like it in there, it looks a bit too claustrophobic. I've got to make them die instead.
Yeah.
And then that's it. The credits roll, and then I think it was like this. Was it Steel?
Steel Legion.
Steel Legion
Oh, yeah.
or
Brothers of Steel, isn't it? Sorry.
Brothers of Steel, but the DLC is where you could carry on from where you survived it.
Yeah, because they gave you a massive blood transfusion. Like, why don't you just make Fox do it?
Yeah. So they were my few. They were sucky endings. You're like, oh what?
You had some good ones there, Ryan. I agreed with all of the points. I think, yeah, definitely. I've got a few. Do you want to hear mine?
Yeah.
Number one, the first one that comes to mind, Mafia 2. So here's what happens at the end of Mafia 2, right? You're in big trouble because you've been a naughty boy, and you're being hunted by the Mafia at the end. And your old mate Leo Galante drives up and gives you a chance to redeem yourself. You go up to the observatory and you blow the fuck out of Don Falco, whatever his fucking name is.
Suck him off.
Yeah, you have to go and suck him off. But before that, you have to shoot him. Vito's like, I don't know, boss. I don't want to suck him off. I'm a mafia guy. And it's like, I don't want to do that. But you have to. So you have to press A to suck. No, that's his name. You have to go and suck off Don Falcone at the observatory. So you go there, and he's shooting through all the mafia, and he's getting his lips ready, he's getting his lube.
He's got his chap out.
Yeah, his chap's ready. You have to press A to equip chap. And you get to the observatory, and there's Joe, your old pal Joe, your old buddy Joe. And it's like, hey Joe, you're not going to betray me, are you? And Joe's pointing the gun at you, and he's like, oh hell no, Vito. Because Joe got you into all this fucking mess to start with, because he's an insufferable, irresponsible bellend, who for some reason we're supposed to like throughout the whole game. He's like, don't worry, Vito, I'll help you. And then you kill Don Falcone, and you and Joe Joe fondles his balls while you suck him off. And then after the credits, you get picked up in two cars. They bundle Joe in one car and bundle you in the car with Leo Galante. And it's like, Leo Galante's like, well done, Vito. We can get you out of here now and give you a second chance. And then the Joe car turns off down a different road. And Vito's like, hey, what you doing with Joe? He's my oldest pal. And that's it. Leo says, he's not part of the deal, son. And then cuts to black.
No, it zooms out and it's like, it's best fucking zoom back in. It's best fucking zoom back in.
Yeah. You zoom the fuck back in. You do not end on this shit note. And it did. It ended on that shit note.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? That was the worst ending I've ever seen in my life. After all that story building and character, and it's like, what the shit? What I will say is, at least it explains what happened to Vito in Mafia 3, where you find him again in New Bordeaux. And it heavily implies that Joe was killed, and good fucking riddance. Until at the end, when, well, I won't spoil it if anyone's not playing Mafia 3, but there's a potential that Joe might be in the end, but it never actually talks about it. He's just kind of there, maybe. But yeah, fucking Joe, I'm glad he died. Hey, come on, Vito, it'll be easy! And then you get shot 50,000 times, and the cops stick a steel dildo up your ass.
What?
It's just a potential theory that might happen. It's a secret. It's the secret mission. Did you not play that one?
No, it's no.
No, it's a good one. Vito's like, I've been shot 50,000 times, Joe! They've got a steel dildo! Help me! And Joe's like, with a funny, goofy cunt in the background with his Hawaiian shirt. God, I hate that man. So, moving swiftly on, from one open-world crime game to another, very controversial this one. I expect you two might tell me off for this. GTA 5. The last mission of that game was fucking horseshit. It's like, oh, we have to go to this guy's mansion and get him. And there was no drama, there was no build-up. He just showed up at the mansion, shot some goons. Then there was a cutscene, and then they pushed the car with him off a cliff. I never did the endings where you kill each other, because why would you do that? It's the only way they all teamed up at the end. Yeah, it was such a disappointing ending after such a long game.
Yeah, you could do a mission where you went and killed Trevor, couldn't you?
or Mike. You could choose to kill either, couldn't you?
Yeah.
But I was like, nah, fuck that. They're the main character's not going to kill him. So no, I just kind of teamed them up at the end with Franklin. But like I say, it was just a shit ending. I didn't give a fuck about this guy. It was just some annoying, like, Silicon Valley parody. Like some chummy tech cunt who you pushed off a cliff in a car. It's like think of Red Dead Redemption 2 and how dramatic that got at the end.
Yeah.
GTA 5 was nothing.
Didn't GTA 5 ending came out of nowhere as well, didn't it? He's like, oh, you've got to go kill Trevor or Mike now. What?
Yeah, that's right. Because it kind of engineers them falling out.
Yeah.
Right at the end, it's like because they make friends after the North Yankton bit, when they go in the snowy place.
It starts when Trevor tortures that guy, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then like a couple of missions after that, you have to go and kill one of them.
Yeah, that torture mission was fucking edgy as well. Nah, that ended with shit. Come at me, bro. What do you guys agree with that?
I think it was all right. It tied everything up in a nice bow, I guess.
And a neat
And
little bow.
they give you a pointless choice, because I'm sure nobody actually first time round chose and kept the ending where you killed one of the protagonists.
No, why would you? That's fucking stupid. After GTA 4 had such a good ending. It was like, what the fuck, man? GTA 4's ending was heartbreaking. That was probably...
It was an alright ending, yeah.
Oh,
Depends who you chose, I suppose. But it's
You either lost the love of your life, didn't you, or Roman got shot.
Yeah, that's right. So Nico, the big hard Serbian gangster who never lets his barriers down, was finally falling in love with someone. And it's like, the way it was scripted, like it was like a proper romance. Like it wasn't just sex and stuff. It's like they're proper, like, slowly getting into each other. And then at the end, some gangsters drive past and fucking drive by her. By accident, when they're trying to get a fucking woman! And it's like, what the fuck? That was sad. I mean, don't get me wrong, the other ending where Roman died was fine. But... yeah, man, that was a good ending. Not like GTA 5. So next up is a series that Stu and Ryan know lots about, Final Fantasy.
Yep.
Final Fantasy 7, right? Let me fill you in on the basic plot of Final Fantasy 7 so you can understand the ending. It's about a squad of, like, cadets, like mercenary cadets. And they get the job, they get promoted to be mercenaries, and then they get into trouble with a sorceress. It turns out it's possessed by another sorceress from the future who's projecting her mind through time to cause miscreant naughtiness and cause an apocalypse by condensing past, present, and future into one. Don't ask me how it works. Couldn't tell you. But at the end, they save the day. You know what happens?
What?
After they save the day, they have a party, which someone's recorded on a video camera, and that fucking Belle Zell nearly chokes on hot dogs like a cunt. And that's the entire ending. It's true.
That's the ending.
Pretty much. Oh, and there's a big payoff at the end because the main character, Squall, cracks a smile for the first time in the whole fucking
What,
game.
because his son nearly chokes on a wiener?
Probably. He's like, LOLs! Like, all he needed was to watch someone nearly choke on a weenie. But he went through the game looking like a stoic Leonardo DiCaprio lookalike Bella, never smiling. Being all introverted. But there you go. Someone chokes on a hot dog. The end was pretty much Final Fantasy 8. Really not worth the 100+ hours I put into it, put it that way. So next one, we go to Russia, the future. Metro Last Light. Remember that one? So you're playing away. You're defending the fortress of D6 with your ranger pals versus the like modern day Soviet people who decide they want to bring back the Red Army from World War II for some reason. And they have this plan to seize D6 and then they'll be in control of Moscow, basically, or what's left of Moscow. And basically, the bad ending is you get caught in an explosion and you die. But you save the day doing it, yeah? But there is a good ending where you live, and the Dark Ones save you. The Dark Ones. But do you know what you have to do to get that ending? You have to go through the game, look at every point of interest, so it goes, pa-cha, and flashes white on the screen, and you can't kill a single person. Alright, but there's some points in the game where it's virtually impossible to get past it without killing people.
Wow.
Like, yeah, like you're being hunted down by several people with heavy machine guns at the end. And the only way you can knock people out is by stealth attacking them from behind. So how the ever-loving fuck am I supposed to do that? Just watched it on YouTube in the end. and you know me, I fucking love Metro. But no, not happening. Not happening. That was shit. At least the good idea in Metro 2033 you can actually get. So, Assassin's Creed 2 next. And all I've written for this one is I'll read this as I've written it. I was in quite a rage at the time when I wrote this. You have a stupid fist fight literally with the fucking Pope.
Yeah, you do,
Yeah?
don't you? Because you have to go to Rome for your last mission, but Rome's like a really small map, and it's just
Yeah.
the Vatican, isn't it?
Yeah, and then it leads to Brotherhood straight after, doesn't it? And then you
Yeah,
play
that's
Brotherhood where you take over Rome.
But you have to go and have fisticuffs with a portly old man in a dress in the middle of the Vatican. It's
Why
like
can't
you've
you
got
just
all
knife him? Like,
No, because I don't know. I don't understand any of it. Then at the end, there's all that metaphysical nonsense where you talk to some gods from the ancient times or whatever. And it's like, Desmond Miles. And Ezio's like, who is a Desmond? And, yeah. And then Vito comes and sucks him off. What are you doing? Don't worry, we're from the same country.
put my chap
Yeah.
away!
I was born in Sicily. What you gonna do about it? Get your chorizo out. That's Spain, I know, but...
Salami!
I'm the salami. I go down to the bar, I smoke a cigar, I have a salami, I'm gonna suck you off. And then Ezio's like, no, I don't want to suck me off. And then, yeah, that's the end. And the Pope just watches like,
Put
what
my
the fuck?
chaponi away!
Only.
And the Pope just shrugs in the background like, I don't know what's happening. Sorry about this, guys. I'm mid-sermon here. Could you do it somewhere else, please?
Anyway.
That's what So Halo 2 is next. All I remember is, right, there's this big final boss where all the flood, well, final level. You don't do final bosses much, do they? It's a big final level. No, there is still final boss. You fight the brute leader, don't you? Tartarus. Was that the end, or was it? Yeah, anyway. All the Covenant city, or capital ship, whatever it is all being attacked by the flood. And you're running through the explosions, you're fighting everyone. And then you just kind of jump on some debris or a bomb or shit, and then you just fall down to Earth, and that's the end. It's like, oh.
So you really don't remember Halo 2 at all then, do you?
I seem to remember that bit very clearly. What happens? Does something else happen? Go on.
No, Chief jumps on the Forerunner ship that's in the middle of High Charity because
Yeah, High
there's
Charity,
one of the prophets and a few of the Covenant forces are on it.
Yeah.
So Chief gets fired across the thing over there, and then he has to leave Cortana behind because she's going to blow up High Charity because it's covered in the flood.
Flood. That's right, yes.
Yeah, and then meanwhile, you're on the Ark with Sergeant Johnson and the woman Keys when you're playing as the Arbiter.
Lady Keys.
And that's when you get the index and stop Tartarus from firing the Ark.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
then it gets to
A bit earlier.
the end and it's like, all the other facilities are now in standby mode, ready to fire. And you're like, oh, fuck. And then it cuts back to Earth. Chief, and then that big ship arrives, they're about to shoot on it. And then Chief identifies himself and he's like, why are you on that vessel? And he's like, sir, finishing this fight. And then the credits roll.
I seem to remember there was a bit where he fell to Earth on some debris. Maybe I just imagined it.
Yeah, he jumps off that ship and then crashes to Earth at the start of Halo 3.
There we go then. That makes a bit more sense, I suppose. Now, I had it really clear that he jumped on some debris. What the fuck was I thinking
You're
of?
thinking of fucking Titanic or something. Floats away on the door.
117. No, Cortana, come back. Cortana.
He rides some debris on the start of Halo 2 when he's giving the Covenant back his bomb.
Maybe I just got those two scenes
Yeah, how
mixed
did
up
they
in
even
the
get
head.
that bomb onto the ship? It's a big fucking spiky thing.
Why is it so spiky? It looks like a conker.
Like a sea urchin or something.
Sea urchin. Space urchin. Oh, Halo. You and your crazy stories and things have weird names like High Charity and the...
I do agree with the ending though, because it's like finishing this fight. You're like, shit, yeah, I got one more level, and then it's like credits roll. Wait for Halo 3, and it was like 3 years away.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, But Halo 3 was really good though. I liked Halo 3.
I
Probably one of
played
the best
through them all
ones.
again on the Master Chief Collection.
The first one, difficult to play through in this day and age.
Which was the Halo that Tube phoned you up crying?
The end of Halo 3, I think, because he thought Master Chief had died.
Aw, Squid's
So
the
did you
limit,
watch
friend
all?
of the
Did you
pack.
watch all of the credits, Stu? It's like, no, I couldn't. I was too upset. It's like, well, you see it at the end. He's put in stasis, floating on half a ship.
Poor Tube. He got really emotionally invested in Master
Grew
Chief,
up
didn't
with him.
he? That's right, yeah. Poor guy. Poor guy. I suppose Master Chief, he's a very deep character. No, I'm just being sarcastic now. He's not that deep, is he?
Anyway,
He just has
tell us
one
about your
line.
next one, Craig.
Yeah, sorry. I got too emotional after that. Half-Life. I definitely remember the end of Half-Life, so I can talk about that one. So you go and fight the final boss in Zen, who's a big floating baby thing, whose head opens up, and you drop bombs into his head till he dies. And then you teleport onto a fucking train in the middle of Dimension X, and guess who's there? The G-Spot man. Yeah. And he's like, Mr. Freeman, will you join us? Essentially. And if you say no, he summons a bunch of fucking aliens onto the train that kill you. And if you say yes...
Chap out, Mr. Freeman.
No, he's the G-Spot man. He's like, bend over and show me your bum. And then he tries to find your G-Spot for you.
With his
and
chap.
And then Vito comes in and sucks you. I don't know, I'll go down that one again. But,
Then he gets
But,
the
yeah.
blue, then he gets purple fizz out.
he gets to me. That's, if you really wonder what the purple fizz is, purple fizz, listen to our Drip Tray Patreon content. It's definitely worth subscribing to, isn't it, guys? Hint, hint.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
So that was Half-Life. It's a fucking shocking ending. In fact, I think Half-Life 2's ending was shit before they put the expansion packs in. In fact, that was shit with the expansion packs. It ended on a massive cliffhanger. They never released another one. So Half-Life, well done with the shit endings all the time. I can almost feel the fanboys coming for me, guys. If I go silent, they've got me, alright?
Pixie podcast coming for you.
No, it's alright. I'll hear him breathing, remember?
Yeah.
Love you really, Pixie. So next up, we've got Far Cry 5. I think I spoke about it in the previous episode, didn't I?
Yeah.
That's a fucking... I've written for that, literally. What the fucking fuck is this fucking shit?
Yeah.
Because you go all the way through the
goes
game.
off.
Eh?
A nuke goes off. So you have to go
Yeah.
and live with him in his little bomb shelter.
Oh, I hated that ending. I hated Joseph Seed with a fucking passion. So when I finally got him down and I got about to arrest him, I was like, here we go, fucking dunsies. And then, oh, one last twist and the fucking nuke goes off and you drive away. And then, yeah, he's still alive and he's fine. And it's like, now you live with me in my bunker because I'm an edgy Far Cry villain. And then it's the end. And it's like, what? What
Yeah,
was the point in any of that?
It leads straight to New Dawn, doesn't it?
Well, New Dawn can lead straight to my fucking dick because I thought it was fucking terrible.
Yeah, I started it and I was like,
shows
oh.
up and sucks you off.
Yeah, Vito comes and sucks you up. Go on, Ryan, you were saying.
I was just saying, I was a bit disappointed as well. Like, he had the big boss battle for him, and then all you end up just living with him, and he's
Doesn't he
fucking
summon loads of
anyway.
fucking magic as well?
Yeah, he gets you high on the what's it called, the bliss.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
then all the allies you made throughout the game turn on you, and you have to keep knocking them down, then waking them back up again. It's like an exercise in shit multitasking. Really disappointing ending. I got all the way through the game, rescued all my mates. I was like, yes, I fucking saved them all. Apart from the marshal who we didn't save, because I don't think you can. But then I was like, it's fucking sick. I arrested the guy. I'm officially the best cop in the world. And then boom. Fucking wanky ending. Not happy with that. Maybe fucking sick.
Oh.
Far Cry 3. Does somebody else have this one?
Yeah, I did this one.
Oh, go on, Stu.
So at the end of the game, you find everyone you're looking for. So Brody you find Lisa, you find the other cunts that you've been saving throughout the game.
Extreme sports cunts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you get the choice of either kill your girlfriend and then stay on the island with Vassie's
Citra.
sister. Yeah,
Citra.
yeah, or kill Citra and then
leave.
try and escape.
Yeah.
So if you kill your girlfriend, you go off and you start fucking Citra, and then she stabs you and you die.
Oh.
Or you can try and free Lisa. You cut her down and then you get killed and you die.
Oh.
And then they escape on a little boat.
I thought you escaped as well on Far
No,
Cry
I'm
3.
pretty sure you die. Because
Anyway, it's even if you live or die, all you see is a little boat slowly going to the horizon, and then the credits roll.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
wow.
fuck that.
I want to know. I want to know whether he kept his powers after he left the island.
Yeah, his magic tattoos.
Yeah.
They just washed off in the shower and they lost them.
His tatao.
Yeah, with the henna, they just wash off eventually.
Yeah. It's like, shit, I've lost all my powers now. I'm just regular extreme sports cunt Brody again. Being chased across America by rogue cassowaries. And of course, Vito Scaletta.
Yeah, swimming after him.
Just his lips above the water like a dolphin's blowhole. Anyway, what's next?
I just added a couple more now. Just wait for Stuart to get his composure.
Go on.
Norman Sky.
Oh yeah, Norman Sky.
So obviously the game is like, oh, just do whatever you want, go explore and everything. But it tantalizes you and teases you, saying that you're so many miles and so many light years from the center. So it's like people are like, oh, I'm going to get to the center. Maybe that's the end game. You get to the center and it just plays some music, screen goes black, and then you spawn in a new galaxy. Like, what the fuck?
The fuck?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
That's just like the game itself. It sounds like a load of overblown gash.
And
It's
finally,
not too bad now. It's got all its expansions and stuff.
yeah, but it released like 6 years ago.
Yeah, it's not the best, is it? Not the best.
Um,
I mean, I've got a question, Ryan.
yeah.
If you go to the centre of the new galaxy, is Vito floating about waiting for you?
Look at Vito's fucking lips. Jesus.
He gets to
suck
send
you
it,
off in a minute.
Vito's just there.
Ooh, Ryan's offering to suck me up.
It'd be like a dream come true for you. You.
It fucking would. You're not wrong.
Like what?
The most handsome boy on the podcast attaching himself to my turgid length. I'm down for it.
Stone hard leg.
Stone hard.
Stone hard leg in Ryan's rock hard chin. So-
Seems like you thought about this a lot.
I have, yeah. I've written poetry about it. I'll share it with you one day.
I think you should read some out now.
You've called me bluff, Stu. I've not actually got any. I need to write some. Volume 1. All right, moving on. Come on, what's next?
Far Cry 5. Metal Gear Solid 5. Phantom Pain.
Oh, go on.
Well, it's dog shit, innit? So it turns out you weren't even playing as big boss throughout, but some plastic surgery doppelganger. And when you get to the epilogue in quotes, you have to play through the intro again with the crawling and all that, and then it does a whole rollerverse, and you're like, oh, but that was big boss over there, and he's going to drive off on a motorbike.
So it just rubs the prologue back in your face again.
And yeah, and all 50 hours that you've played so far, because you've not even been so like big boss. And then it's supposed to be some big reveal, but then it rolls the credits and there's loads of loose ends.
Yeah.
Because obviously, famously, Konami and Hideo Kojima fell out, and they just like published the game and it wasn't finished or whatever.
The game's a fucking mess.
And it's still not sorted out today. So that's the whole thing of child Liquid Snake there.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, whatever happened to him, whatever happened to this Cilantropus, or whatever it's called. It's
Why?
just gash, basically.
Yeah. Why was the Cilantropus so much more advanced than Metal Gear Rex when it was 1960s or something? Or 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah, no,
What?
exactly.
Yeah.
The Cilantropus.
What's the Cilantropus? Is it
Metal Gear.
Don Vito's lips?
No, we don't talk about Don Vito on the podcast.
Oh,
But
sorry,
yeah,
yeah,
we do
the other
talk
Vito.
about
Yeah.
Vito Scaletta.
Yeah, that's the one.
Say,
Doesn't he become a
Cilantropus-
Don though in Mafia 3?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, doesn't
He doesn't. He becomes an underboss.
he?
So, what was I going to say? Cilantropus is like a Japanese mech-looking motherfucker, isn't it, Ryan?
Yeah, it's basically fully upright rather than hunched over like Metal Gear Rex.
Yeah. It's fucking weird.
So it's more
Those-
it's more advanced than that. And also, who else is in it? It's only fucking Ocelot's dad, who's got the same voice actor.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
and looks exactly the same. I'm like, for fuck's sake.
What's he called? Fucking Cunty Ossel Tits or something?
Oh, not Ocelot, Otacon.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
I
not
remember him.
like so it's like Hal. Is it Hal Emmerich? Is something it's called?
Yeah,
I think his name's fucking
Huey.
Huey Emmerich or
remember
something,
him.
isn't it? Yeah.
He's
Like,
just
fuck's
fucking
sake.
Otacon again.
Looks exactly the same as him as well. As soon
They
as he
look
was
woman
in
in
it,
a
I
cage
was
and
like,
watch a
fuck's
gyrate.
sake. Yeah.
There's that woman in the cage that they just watch gyrate for a bit because she breathes through her skin or some shit.
Oh yeah. Of
Don't
course.
even get me fucking going. So yeah, any more shit endings we want to discuss?
That was my list.
Stu, anything?
No.
All right then. In those cases, I think it's time for something new, something exciting. Well, not new because we did it last week, but newish. It's time for you, our listeners, the people of Shart Select, to come forth and ask Ryan, the most handsome man in podcasting, a question. In a feature called, what's it called, Stu?
Ask Ryan anything.
Goddamn right. So here we are. What have we got for Ryan today, Stu?
Right, so there's a few. We've got two from Steph at FEG Gannon on Twitter. And Steph wants to know, has Ryan considered the possibility that his weirdly intense dislike of Tails the Fox is because he's the younger brother and therefore never got to be Sonic?
No, I just don't like Tails because he wears fucking bum plugs. Foxes don't have two tails. That's why I don't like him.
Right, there you go.
That and he's just a cunt when you play on Sonic 2 anyway, isn't he? Just getting in the way all the time.
Gets you killed, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Gets you killed, yeah, exactly.
He's
Okay,
an actual
and
liability.
part two of this question, well, it's the second question. Would you rather have a vagina on your chest or dicks down your back like a stegosaurus?
Ooh.
Ew.
Yeah, come on, Ryan.
I'm guessing dicks on my back and then I can spray people like a defense mechanism and run away.
Would they always be turgid, or would they be like windsocks sometimes?
Yeah, you have to. I think they just
Depends,
get around.
depends what I'm doing, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah, it depends how
imagine
angry you are.
if angry or if you're like horny, you're like, oh, my
Yeah.
back dicks are getting erect.
That's Ryan's secret, though, Stu. He's always horny.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a couple of other ones. There's one from Justin at Lit Gaming Arena. He wants to know if you would grapefruit, or tractor pull Pikachu, Pikachu, Mega Man, and Goku. So 2 grapefruits and a tractor pull.
Who was it? Pikachu?
Mega Man, Goku.
Mega Man.
Okay.
I want Goku to rip my dick off with a tractor pull.
Go Super Saiyan and tractor pull you.
Yeah. Because I feel like, I'm not saying I've got like a huge member, but Pikachu's only little, so I might tear him in half. You'd have to wrap him in duct tape.
Yeah, like Ross's hamster.
Yeah, like Ross's hamster to keep him together. So then I'm guessing like Mega Man and Pikachu get grapefruited.
See, I think I'd try to tractor pull Pikachu because you get a real shocker, wouldn't you? Cast thunder!
Yeah, but like I
Any
said, you'd rip him in half, wouldn't you?
Definitely would. It'd be good though. Sorry. Carry on.
So Dave at rated G for Gamers wants to know if Ryan had to lose one of his 5 senses, which one would it be?
That's easy. Smell, because I've got one on anyway.
All right, well, one of your 4 senses. Then.
Yeah, one of the ones you've still got.
What's that? Hearing,
Hearing, eyesight, touch, taste.
Taste. I'd probably give up taste. Because then you could just
You did
eat
that a long time ago. Hey.
Wow.
Wow. So then you could give up. If you give up taste, you could just happily just eat gruel or the whatever whatever your body
Drool.
needs. Yeah, you could like,
Yes.
what the hell is this thing you've got here? This is everything my body needs for the day. Ugh,
Yeah.
done.
You could eat baby food like RoboCop.
Exactly. And you'd still have everything else that you need.
Ryan Cop.
Exactly.
I think that was it for this week.
Oh, well, that's very good. Were they not off Master Fenric?
I don't know, why did you send me one, did you? Or did he send me one?
I think he might have done. Best double check.
I'm not seeing one then.
Oh, maybe he didn't send you one this week. I'm sure he keeps trying to send them to you, you know. I've heard him talking to Master Cumrag in the corridor. Apparently Ryan's not returning his phone calls. Like, literally, he works in the same school. You think he could just come and knock on the door. But no, because he's the headmaster, he's got too many important things to do. He's got a new Phoenix called Fux.
Phoenix
Bit
called
weird about
Fox?
Yeah, Fux the Phoenix. I don't know whether he fucks the Phoenix or if it's just called Fux the Phoenix, I don't know. Maybe we'll have to find out, I suppose. Could be a future adventure for us. So, leading on from Ask Ryan Anything, it's time for me to ask Ryan a question. Are you ready, Ryan?
I'm busy.
Come back later. I'll ask it anyway, because this is what we do on Shart Select. What do you think of surprises?
I like them.
Do you don't suppose you have a surprise for me in studio?
Yeah, I've got two surprises. Maybe one, but we'll go with two.
GTFO. That sounds like a full present for us. Why don't you tell us and the lovely listeners what surprises you've got for us this week?
Yeah. So, while I still have bad sex in fiction to read out for you,
Oh, yeah.
I also have got some names for various gritting rollers throughout the UK.
Okay.
Yeah, so just because they made me laugh, so I thought I'm going to write these down. And
Go on, now. Which one are you going to lead with?
so this one is with the gritting lorries. We're going to go with those first.
Go
So
on.
I'm just gonna read them out. It won't take long, but they're pretty funny. So we've got David Plowie. Yeah. Spready Mercury. Sir Andy Flurry. Luke Snowwalker.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Gritalica. Yeah. Usain Salt.
You say insult, yeah?
Yeah. Nicole Saltslinger. Gritney Spears.
Fucking hell.
Penelope Gritstop.
Oh, that's nice.
Grittle Mix. Han Snowlow.
I like that one.
And you've got Yes Sir Ice Can Boogie. You're a Blizzard Harry.
Gagarin.
And finally we have Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny Yellow Anti-Slip Machinery.
Oh, that one's good. I like that one. You saved the best to last there.
I did, yeah. So my question to you is, if you had a gritting lorry, what would you call it?
Ooh. I'm trying to think of one.
Vito's lips.
I was trying to think of a veto one as well. I maybe call it assault and battery. Something like that.
So about ploughing.
Salt
plough.
45. Salt 45. Come on, think of some more. No,
Pixie podcast.
Why would you call it Pixie?
Because it's full of salt.
Because it's salty, yeah. Well done, Stu. Well done. You managed to get a dig in there whilst you're at it. Oh, that was good. That was good.
I know. But now it's time. We turned down the lights, lit a few candles, sat on some comfy chairs by the fire, and I read you some dirty sex, bad. I read you some bad sex in fiction. That's what I was trying to say.
Dirty sex bad times. All right then, Ryan. Go ahead when you are ready, my friend.
Alright, here we go then. So this is Keek Araki Kawaguchi, author of the Book of Cain and Margaret.
Okay.
Cain and Margaret put out their lights at 6 o'clock. At 6 o'clock. Then at 10 o'clock, they revived to fuck each other with everything they assumed was the power and frenzy of a newly married couple.
Blimey.
Some nights, Cain wrote a script. Margaret insisted that Nakamura's and Ota's hear them calling out disturbing things to each other. She claimed she was out to spoil their libidos. You feel so tight, Cain yelled. God, a woman of your age still tight as a baby kitten.
What?
What?
Not so deep, Margaret claimed. I'm getting raw. I'm raw as an open wound. You're making ground hamburger of me.
What?
Oh my god. My libido would be shot by now. That's a fucking sin.
I know. What's that smell? Something in here smells like tanning oil and bleach.
Dick, sorry.
On nights, Cain and Margaret felt too tired to make love. They lay beside each other and groaned loudly until they fell back asleep. Over time, as it felt a bit insincere to groan without touching, they held hands until their groans reverted back to snores.
What?
Shortly after the start of their routine, the two slept soundly enough so other couples never reawakened them. I don't know what that second sentence was all about, but
Why next to each other? Just Vito, stop.
Joe, stop it! Oh, come on, Vito! I don't want to do it, Vito! What a pair of cunts. They were awful. Like, oh, let's just put people off by being really weird and talk about fucking a kitten. It's not... That was horrible, Ryan. That was really awful. Good find. Well done.
Don't thank me. It's Dave Cooper you have to thank. He sent me it.
Friend of the podcast,
Of course, the
Dave
Cooper Trooper.
At Deluxe Man on Twitter, because he is a deluxe man.
I've also... So before we go to the next segment of the random game we played on Gay Pass last week.
Gape ass.
Yeah, I've got some exclusive breaking news. I don't know how old it is, but I'm going to read it anyway.
Go ahead, son.
So, Cobra Kai and Deadpool writers teaming up for a Twisted Metal film.
Ooh.
Oh, hello.
I know, yeah.
Interesting. Could be interesting.
Could be, yeah. So apparently, Sony is moving ahead with its adaptation of PlayStation's Twisted Metal, with some high-profile names behind the project. So,
God.
Cobra Kai writer Michael Jonathan Smith will serve as showrunner and lead writer for the series. Oh, maybe TV series then. Smith will also serve as one of the executive producers for Twisted Metal and team up with Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick, the writing duo behind both Deadpool and Zombieland films.
Oh. That's chops, that is.
Interesting.
Right.
Chaps.
Writing chops.
Writing chaps.
Writing chaps in hand. Yeah, okay. That sounds really interesting. I mean, as is cast for every role these days, would you have Tom Holland as Sweet Tooth?
I was going to say, for Pedro Pascal probably end up being one in there somewhere.
He probably will at the moment. Tom Holland and Pedro Pascal are Sweet Tooth together. Which reminds me, they're making a fucking Last of Us movie, aren't they, as well?
Of course.
It's going to be the
Best game ever made. Yeah, best game ever
movie
made. Best movie ever made.
It's going to be so emotional that when you finish, you'll be, to put it in internet parlance, bawling. You'll finish it and you'll be bawling. But there better not be a girl with muscles or people will be angry. Just to sum it up. Pedro Pascal is Ellie in The Last of Us. Tom Holland plays Joel, obviously. He's playing Uncharted cunt, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's just got to be Indiana Jones, but with a sassier sense of humour, isn't it?
Pretty much.
But there we go. Okay, that's a really interesting bit of news. They're making a lot of adaptations at the moment, aren't they? For better or worse. As long as it's not as bad as Hitman, we're alright. So, what's next, guys?
We've got a quick trip to Old Man Lockout, and then
Oh,
we
he does
can
a
do
lot
a
again, doesn't
flashback to what we've done this week.
Old man Lockout wants us again.
I think he wants you more than anyone at the moment.
Yeah, he keeps. I saw him. I ain't up Ryan's crotch.
Are we going to talk about the games we played last week yet, though?
If we do that now before we go and see Lockout, we probably should, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you know what it's got to do to us. Right, go on then. So last week,
Yeah.
Go on, Ryan. Yeah.
Last week, using the power of my surprise me button on the Xbox Game Pass for PC, we chose what's it called? Fucking
Mountain Blade Warband.
yeah, Mountain Blade Warband came up, so we thought we'd try that. We've all played it this week. I'm going to tell you what we thought. Going to sum it up really quickly.
Yep.
Really quickly. I'm going to really sum it up, and I'm going to say Pap.
Yeah.
So
Ryan,
using the original score, when you played it, were you stone hard leg, turgid, veiny, chub, semi-lobber, peeping interest, or inverted?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really it doesn't look like one of my games anyway.
Peeping interest.
And playing it, I'm going to say I was pretty much inverted. I peeped interest a little bit playing it, and then I realised it was not very good, and then I went back to inverted and stopped playing it.
Yeah. So I inverted so hard it came out my anus. It was one of the worst games I've ever played in my life. The graphics look like it's from 1997.
Yeah, it looks like a PlayStation 2 game, doesn't it?
Worse than that, it looks like something from like a PS1 game almost. Right? Yeah. And can I just tell you my adventure?
Yeah.
What happened in the game? So it starts off, you do a training mission, yeah? And you wander in, you're like, hello, I'm a peasant, and you've got like a little bowl haircut, and you go and talk to a man, and he says, do you want to have a sword fight to practice? Yeah, go ahead, son. So I have a little sword fight, clock, block his blows, hit him a bit. Alright, fine, that's good. And then you get on the horse, yeah? So I rode around a track for ages, trying to hit a target with a lance, missed every time, probably just me being shit, I don't know. So I had to keep circling the horse back around. It's got the turning circle of a fucking battleship. So I kept missing the target anyway, trying to... It's fucking annoying! And then a man rode past me with a dagger in his hand, like he was practicing horseback combat with a fucking dagger. And as he rode past me, his body twisted 180 degrees on his legs. So he was looking right back at me. And he just brandished the knife at me like, yeah, and then rode off. I was like, what the fuck has just happened? And that was the highlight of the game for me. After that, I went to do some archery practice, pick up a bow and arrow, and the guy says, right, go and do some practice on the targets. And up the road, there's 3 massive targets. Yeah? Sweet, man. So I'm there for ages whacking arrows into these targets. Like, there's not fucking doing out of this. Should we activate the checkpoint or something? So I walk back down to the bloke to see if I've missed something. And there's 3 tiny targets on the other side of the fence with arrows on them. It's like, fuck's sake! You said targets, not coconuts on a fucking stick. And then I persevered, got past the training mission. He invented my character. I was someone from the steppe who became a troubadour just for a laugh, like a performing Mongol soldier or something. And then I went into the first town. Some guy was like, "Yeah!" and ran at me with a sword. It's like, the fuck does he want? I'm not done out. So I shot him with my crossbow in the face at point blank range. Still missed him. And then, I clobbered him with my sword and killed him. And then the merchant wanted me to go somewhere and I thought, fuck this, and quit.
Yeah. So I got a little bit further than you. I got to the merchant bit, got the first quest. You have to go and find 5 men.
Yeah.
It's like some sort of orgy or something. Find me 5 men. So I was a blonde-haired, bold-cut fella with a massive moustache. Found my 5 men, and then I entered this tournament. I got a little bit further in the tournament, and then I died. And then it said I had 7 men in my army, and then I couldn't find the guy to go back to hand in the quest. So I was like, "This is dog shit," and then I turned it off.
Yeah, the quest log's fucking awful. It's like Morrowind's quest log.
Oh,
Yeah,
just has town names and no waypoints.
Yeah, but the thing is, where's it gone? I had a quick look in it as well. It came out in 2010 on the Xbox and PlayStation 4 and everything.
Fucking
It
hell.
was probably out before then on PC. It was PC game for ages first.
Yeah,
20 years.
and then so I was having a little look on that. It's got 10 out of 10 on Steam, and 96% of users like this game.
Fucking
So it's standalone expansion pack announced in January 2009 and came out in March the 30th, 2010.
Ugh, terrible. The highlight for me was the man twisting 180 degrees with his dagger.
So did you not get into any of the big combats in it?
I did a skirmish and played as some like Viking fella,
Yeah.
but the combat feels very it's non-impactful.
Floaty.
Yeah, it's floaty.
Don't know. I quite enjoyed the combat on it, especially like when you're on horseback and you got a big fucking sword or an axe, and it's like you have to time your swings at the right time, and you just go around decapitating people.
I just thought it was fucking dog shit. Wasn't a fan. And you know me, I normally like shit like that, but no.
It's just a bit floaty and slow, I think. And like,
and I think
and then it just jumped to clicking on menus.
There's a new one coming out soon. But when it gets to the when it actually opens up, you can basically do whatever you want. You can get to the point where you take over the kingdoms and stuff.
Yeah, you can become king.
Yeah,
got me about them being twisty wasted dagger man.
yeah, and you can get all the different followers and stuff, and they train your army, and you have to keep your army fed, and it's pretty in depth. But I think it's just not aged well at all.
I think it's pretty in depth, but so's work. I don't enjoy that much either.
I think the original came out in 2008. So looking back now, it's already 13 years old. It's just not aged well.
No, it wouldn't have looked good in 2008. If you think of games that came out then, that was well into the 360s.
It was just a PC Master Race game for ages, wasn't it?
Fucking hell. If that's what the PC Master Race enjoyed, then I'm happy with the console. So yeah, inverted all around. Then I think Stu sounds like he liked it more than you, more than me and Brian.
I played quite a bit. Well, I'll say quite a bit. A couple more hours than you two did.
How would you rate it then?
I don't know. It was good back in the day when it first came out and I got the expansion on PC, and you had a trainer. It was a lot of fun then. But playing it without cheats on a console, just
What you thinking?
13 years after its release, probably, pretty inverted.
So it's definitely a not recommend from Shart Select then.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't play that one then. So Ryan, using the Wheel of Spiniosity, what have you got for us on Gape Ass for next week or this week or whatever?
So this week we have Streets of Rogue
Dun dun dun.
by Tiny Build.
What's this
What
then?
kind of game that is? We'll have to find out.
We'll have to find out, won't we? Yeah. It's an action and adventure pixel art sort of thing.
Oh, okay. There's a lot of them about.
No.
Let's see how it does.
To be
It
honest,
can't
it doesn't really look like my cup of tea to start with, but we'll see.
be... Yeah, you never know, do you? You never know until you get your big old turgid boy out and put it in there. So, on that note, Stu's gone again. On that note, shall we tell the listeners what's been happening at Cockwarts School for Privileged Wizards this week?
Well, we better go and see Lockout before he comes looking for you.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. He's probably tapping his foot waiting for us. Let's head down there and find him.
Like Sonic.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I didn't hear your scamps come in. Don't sneak up on an old man like that. Well, still got your thumbs up your bums, I see. Well, pop them out and come and grab an instrument for your music lesson with old man Lockout. And Stolf, grab hold of my purple oboe and play me a merry ditty.
Very well, sir.
What's happening? Oh, you silly boy. You're supposed to blow on it, not suck.
Oh, shit, sorry.
Oh, wait. Actually, let's make sweet music together. No. Stop. Before we start all this, I have a quick music quiz for you. Let me dust off my old Yamaha keyboard again and play some music from a retro game. Now, can you tell me what game this is from. Add a 1, add a 2, add a 3, add a...
Oh, that is cool.
That's a tough one, isn't it?
Very tough.
They're all tough,
Good
aren't
though. It's funky though, isn't it?
Well done, well done. If you said Treasure Island Dizzy, published by Codemasters for the ZX Spectrum in 1988, then you win 10 points for Bombing Door. But if you guessed
makes these houses
incorrectly, then you're an absolute ruddy idiot and must stay behind after class and finger my strings. Now get out of here, you scamps. No doubt those wizards will be wondering what you're up to. Go on now, bugger off.
So as usual, I feel a bit violated. He made me suck
got-
it off.
I've got, did you on his purple oboe? I got a feeling though he wants me to pluck his banjo strings.
I think he does, yeah.
You know when I was sucking him off, did you guys see an Italian-American man in a brown leather jacket in the background?
I saw him peeping through a window, yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit weird, wasn't it? With this like a 50s haircut.
Yeah, like a bit of a
very
greaser.
strange. Yeah, he looked a bit familiar, but I can't think where I've seen him before.
Yeah.
Well,
How come he doesn't know what the schools, the
but houses are.
houses, yeah?
I don't know. I
Does
think
he even
maybe-
work here?
I mean, his classroom looks a bit like a random storeroom.
Yeah, there's not many instruments in there either.
Yeah, and when we opened the door, he gave us a panicked look, like he was expecting somebody else to come in and tell him off.
Yeah.
I'll keep an eye on this old man Lockout character. He seems a bit mysterious to me.
Yeah,
Like he's
considering he's not even a wizard as well.
I've not seen him cast any spells, put it that way.
No.
His fucking chopper in my mouth wasn't a spell. It was very disappointing. Still got a pube in my teeth. So, for the next element, whilst I wash the taste out of my mouth, why don't we use the crystal ball here to show the listeners what we've been up to this week at Cockwarts? Sound like a plan?
Give it a good rub.
Yeah. Well, today, just to fill people in before we start, we actually took part in our first Quidditch game, didn't we?
We did.
We did.
Very sore.
And so the crystal ball seems to have caught the commentary from Masters Fenrig, Cumrag, and Master Wizard, our old captors. Sounds like they were running the commentary. So let's find out what happened.
There's a magical school where wizards earn their sleeves. Shart select our training to be the wizards we all need.
Yes, here we are for the season opener of the National Quidditch League, hosted right here in Cockwarts Castle grounds. I'm your host and headmaster, Fenrig, aka Big Dick. Let's see who is in the lineup today. For Slytherin, we have the school's sexiest wizard and possibly evil villain, Drake Bro Fuckboy, and his two stoolies, Gucci and Cumstain. The Slytherin captain is Bad Teeth Magoo, and the other players aren't worth mentioning as they're totally bland. The Dripping Whore, we have the other sexiest wizard in Cockwarts, Ryan, with his own stoolies, Craig and Stew. Alongside them, a captain, All of My Wood, and, again, two uninteresting side characters I won't mention again. Master Cumrag, what's your predictions?
Oh, I love it when that beater gets attached to their genitalia.
Not what I asked, but okay. Master Wizard, your thoughts?
Ah, yes, my money is on Dripping Hall. Those who used to keep in the shed seem pretty keen to win the... Yes, it's just when it latches on, it doesn't stop until we hit the vinegar strokes. There's something very exciting about watching the juices.
Thank you, Master Cumrag, thank you. Fuck off with that talk. Now I need to get the disclaimer. Remember everyone, Cockwarts only has an adult students. We practice necromancy, sorcery, but never noncery. Anyway, here we go!
Wow, look at them go. Those brooms are shoved right up there, and those blades zooming around. What's this? Looks like an ass bulger has hammered one of those forgettable dripping whore ones off their broom.
Oh dear, that's got to hurt. Where's the beaters? Enough with the beaters, comrade, you dirty old man. Oh, sorry. Would you look at that? Looks like Footboy is taunting Ryan. Let's eavesdrop, using magic.
Nice flying, come on. You'll never win though. We're the best team in the world, and my daddy works for Nintendo.
Oh yeah, you want to fucking bet? And what does Nintendo have to do with it?
Your face, that's what. I hope you land fully on that broom when it punctures your man wound.
I'm gonna puncture your fucking man wound, you awful cunt. You have the insult range of a 6-year-old.
Oh look, Ryan's now chasing Fuckboy around the pitch. Meanwhile, it looks like Gooch has scored a goal. Well done, Slytherin.
Yes, they're really hotting up. Let's have an ad from our sponsors.
Hello there, Gagrid here. Have you ever had trouble with pesky lurkers hanging around your premises? Well, why not hire a tentacle dick plant from your old pal Gagrid? They're fast, mean, and can penetrate through up to 6 inches of solid armour plating. Best of all, once they find their target, they don't leave until they leave a spore deposit. And
Oh, grim.
I should not have said that.
Oh, look! The beater got Magoo! Look! He's trying to get it off, but he's all over. He's got my skin! He's got my skin!
Oh, and the Slytherin captain is disqualified after sending pearlescent thick ropes down onto the pitch to help the grass grow. What a shame. But look, Fuckboy and Ryan are now chasing the golden bitch. Remember, if you catch it, the game is over and you win.
Indeed. You think you can withstand its catty, uncalled for comments? Let's listen in.
Oh, here comes Ryan. Sure, he's handsome, but fleecy jackets and cargo pants are so 2005. Who you trying to impress, Bear Grylls?
Hey, fuck you, this is comfortable.
Haha, yes, you dress like a cum, and you probably fancy a girl. Oh no, look, here's Fuckboy, the lamest parody of all time. Listen to his shit insults. Shame you get fuck all meaningful character development. Preposterous! I'm going to tell my dad.
Ouch! Look at that! Fuckboy was busy being mad that he crashed into a wooden beam. What a stupid little cunt. Proud of him now, Professor Gape.
No.
And that's it. It's over. Ryan has caught the pitch. What a fantastic result. The crowd goes wild.
Well, so that was an interesting day, wasn't it, guys?
Was it?
Ryan caught the golden bitch. How did you do it, Ryan?
Oh, it's just, you have to just put up with the insults, but after a while you can get close enough just to grab him.
It really fucking took down Fuckboy, didn't it, little cunt?
That's the idea. It distracts you enough so you're not focusing, and then he like crashed into that beam and nearly brought down one of the stadium stands.
Yeah, I don't know why they called him a parody. A parody of what? No, I don't know. Do you think there's no other Wizarding universe with a character like that in it? God. Don't know what it's on about. So anyway, yeah, this has been Shart Select. Yeah, let me tell you about things that we do at the end of the podcast. If you enjoy what we do, then please subscribe and leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, Cephalopod, or whatever other podcast service you use to help us reach more people. Also, join us on Discord, where you can chat to other fans of the podcast and help get through your trauma together. If you really enjoy what we do and would like to check out our extra drip tray episodes, considered too extreme for the regular podcast by scholars, then why not join our Patreon at www.patreon.com/ShartSelect. Finally, we can be reached on Twitter and all other socials should you want to suggest content or just have a lovely chat. Just search for Shart Select Pod. Yeah! I think that's it, guys, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you get 4 episodes a month. 4 episodes a month for your $2, and all previous episodes, which is up to like 32 or something now.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot to listen to. All I'm going to say is don't listen to it in public or around your parents or grandparents.
Yeah, definitely have headphones in.
Yeah, keep it away from children.
Yeah, children, people of a delicate disposition. people with standards. Just be careful. Just listen to it in private in the dark room. It's the best way, really. Chapping hand is optional, or indeed genitalia a choice.
Yeah. To help you break through your anal barriers.
Yes, that's true. That's something we looked into in today's Drip Train. Not personally, but we were certainly looking into it. Very right. Anyway, let's say bye quick.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, bye. Yeah, bye. 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 Yeah, bye. Yeah.
Hang on, there's someone at the door. Hang on. Oh fuck, guys, it's Vito. Hey, I gotta suck your fucking dicks. It's fucking Vito. Get your fucking dicks out and go, boys.
Who the fuck's Vito, guys?
Vito Scaletta.
Yeah. Where's all this dick sucking come from?
No. She's gone.